All right, I'm back to do the adding and subtracting fractions with mixed numbers. So this page might be a little bit trickier. They do have a word bank though. I gave you the word bank one because I thought maybe it would help you. So number one, we're subtracting 2 and 3/5 minus 11/7. Now, before you even go, I would probably, every time there's an improper fraction, make it easier on yourself by making it proper. So 11/7 is the same as a whole and 4/7. I can check that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11/7. I would do that first because we're just not used to reading, and it's going to get to really big numbers when you're multiplying to find your common denominators. And I would just make it every single time a mixed number. That will help you first. Okay, now ignoring the wholes as of right this second, I need to make a common denominator. Well, I know my common denominator is going to be 35 because 7 times 5 is 35. Timesing by 7, timesing by 7, that's 21. Timesing by 5, timesing by 5, that's 20. So technically this I'm done with. I just changed that to a fraction with the same equivalency, but the same common denominators at the same time. So now 21 minus 20, I have 1, 35th. 2 minus 1, I have 1. That is my answer to number 1. Number 2, I have 2/3 plus 4/7. Common denominator I'm going to use is 21 because 7 times 3 is 21. I am timesing by 7, top and bottom. I'm timesing by 3 for top and bottom. 14 plus 12 is 26, and common denominator is 21. This is more than a whole, so I have a whole, it's 21/20. Basically, think of like when you were little and you have two partial products, so 21/20, that's my whole. And if I'm thinking, what's the other part of this? Well, I have 5 21st. So that's my other part. Breaking this down into a whole and part. So that's my final answer. Number 3. It's actually telling you this whole time the least common multiple, isn't it? On all of them. That's what the LCM is at the top. So I have 22/8 minus 1 6/9. Again, that looks just really confusing to me because this is improper. So I'm going to first make it not improper. So 22/8. 22 divided by 8, I can do 2 times. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 5 left over. So that is equivalent. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to write this over here. 2 5/8. Just makes it a lot easier. They tell us my common denominator is 72. Okay, so I'm timesing by 9, timesing by 9. That is 45. So this is just my work. Timesing by 8, timesing by 8. That's 48. Again, just my work. Now, this is what I wanted to show you in the last video. Remember, borrowing is a thing. I can't subtract 45 minus 48. So I have to come over here and take a whole away. And that whole represents 72/72. So I need to add 72 and 45. And this is now, I'm making it improper again. So maybe they have some magic to why they leave it improper to begin with. Maybe it saves you a step. But this is how I've been teaching in class. So just, let's keep doing it this way. Now I can subtract 117 minus 48. 69 over 72, and I have nothing as a whole. Can I simplify? I can. If I divide this by 8, nope, just kidding. I can't simplify. I thought I had something. There's my final answer. Typically when there's an odd and even number, they cannot simplify, but I thought there would be you can divide by 8. That was if it was 64. Okay, we just did number 3. Number 4. We have 39 sevenths plus 7/2. I'm going to try it just with keeping it improper for a second. So I'm going to make this 14 by timesing by 7, timesing by 7, that's 49. Make this 14 by timesing by 2, 39 times 39 is 78. Now I'm going to add 17, 8, 127, 14. Then you could just make it not improper. I'm going to see if I like it better the other way real quick. So I know that this is 5. That's 35 and 4/7. And this is 3.5. Make it 14. Make it 14. Add them together. I get 15, 14, 8. I think I like it this way better for sure. Because I'm going to have to do actual division. I cannot guess and figure that out. I'm going to have to actually divide 127 divided by 14. But over here, I've already made a lot of my wholes. So I literally just have one more, which I need to carry over. 9 and 1/14. So I really do like making it a mixed number from the beginning. It's also just hard for me to wrap my head. I can't even be checking myself as I go because everything is improper from the very beginning. And that's just really kind of wonky for me. I can envision mixed numbers a lot easier than improper fractions. Okay, I have 4 and 1/3. Oops. Minus 3 and 4/7. Okay, I make 21 as my common denominator. Even tells me that. Timesing by 7. Timesing by 3. Okay, 7 minus 12 I can't do. So I have to come over here and I have to borrow a whole. Right now my whole is 21 21/21. So I need to add 21 to my 7, and now I have 28. 3 and 28 20/21 is the same as what I had before, but now it's improper. But I had to borrow. That's okay. When you do regular math and you borrow, you're making it improper. So I subtract, I get 16, nothing here. Can I simplify? Dividing it, no. This is it. Again, odd and even typically don't mix. Number 6, 2 and 5/6 plus 11/4. I'm changing it from the beginning. 11/4. Well, I know I have 2 wholes, that's 8, and I have 3 left over. I'll just do it this way. It's just easier. My common denominator uses 12. They say that? Yeah, they do. You could do 24. It just will take you longer. Timesing it by 2, top and bottom. Timesing it by 3, top and bottom. 10 plus 9 is 19. And I have 4. Okay, ignore the 4. 19/12 is more than a whole. So I have a whole. I'm going to carry my whole. And 19 minus 12. I have 7 left over. So you're going to have 5 and 7/12. 7's a prime number. I cannot simplify. Number 7. 5/6 minus 6/8. Again, it looks wrong because you're thinking this looks smaller than this. But your denominator is smaller, your pieces are bigger. So 5/6 is bigger than 6/8. I'm going to use 24 as my common denominator. I could use 48. Just got to divide by, simplify by dividing by 2. Timesing it by 4, I get 20. Timesing it by 3, get 18. I'm subtracting. 20 minus 18 is 2. I have to simplify. 1/12 is my final answer. Oh, they actually don't simplify. I just realized in the key, they have this as the answer. But you're my 5th graders and simplify. Kind of the downfall of using some worksheets that are not necessarily from Ready Math. But it's okay. Last one. 53 ninths plus 5 and 2/6. I'm getting rid of this. This is weird. So I know that 5 is 45 and 8 is left over. 5 and 8 ninths. I'm putting that here. Okay, I'm going to make my common denominator 18. Timesing this by 2, timesing this by 2, timesing this by 3. I'm adding, so I get 22 18ths, and I have 10 as my whole. Again, this is more than a whole itself, so that's 11. 22 minus 18 is 4. I can simplify one time though. So they're both even. I can divide them both by 2. Get 11 and 2 ninths. They technically have this as your answer. So you probably all didn't simplify on this whole worksheet, but I want you to understand what you're doing to simplify. Okay, there is that.